Maybe two.
Oh, we have a whole camera.
We have a camera family.
Cam fam.
Cam fam. All right, are we ready to begin? All right. In 3, in 2, in 1. Welcome to Dungeon Damsels, everybody.
Ooh.
This is, I believe, episode 47 of our D&D 5th edition homebrew game. I'm Tiffany, your DM. Introduce yourselves, everyone. So let's start with Michael.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to wave at every single camera family that we have here. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm at RoboSardi on Twitter and Instagram and blah, blah, blah. I will be playing Elendriel Bursk, our house druid. He's changing colors like crazy.
All right, let's next go to Kristin.
Kristin says, "Hi, I'm Kristin. I am Chris Ellie on Twitter. I play Keyanthi Nenmeyer, and even she doesn't know who she is. So we're here for a good time. Good time."
We'll go to Luna, who's undergoing a lot.
I'm Kenna. I play Luna. I'm going through a lot as Luna.
Yeah.
And
Luna's in the middle of...
What about as McKenna? How...
Well, you know, regular work called...
Yeah, I'm Ciara. I play drums.
yeah.
We have another player named Sirena who got...
Yeah, I'm Sirena. I play, what's it called? An Eldritch Knight?
Yeah, Eldritch Knight.
What's up? What's up, boy?
We got an elf party.
Elf
Kristin
party.
says, "It's interesting that she brought up that Ciara plays drums. I feel like Ellie would be on the keyboard, and Keyanthi,
Sure.
I feel like she'd be the bassist."
Yeah.
So
Luna's a dancer, so...
I guess you guys just do like ambient tracks or something, because no one's singing and no one's doing it.
Oh.
We need
It's
Odo.
fine to just do
Obviously, it's
instrumentals.
order.
Order.
Singing, yeah.
Order!
And we'll be called the Cue Balls. Come on. The Cue Ball Damsels.
Yeah.
I love it innovated.
For those of you who don't know, Order is Keyanthe's brother.
My big brother who's bald.
Yes.
Bald elf.
Bald elf. You guys still haven't solved that mystery. Alright.
You ever seen him
My
like...
choice. I'm not gonna judge.
Michael, do you have a little spotlight to share?
I do. It'll be very short.
Alright, yeah, we like to spread the love to our indie creators.
Yeah.
And just people we think are cool. So
Give me a second to get things
if you
going.
want a really like off the wall music experience, there's a European group that's called Aquasonic, and they play
Ooh.
instruments underwater, and I find it very fascinating.
Okay. So this is a very short one.
I just found this new podcast called The Geekiest Podcast. About a week ago, I had the chance to play with one of them, who is Kayla, or at Hawk Kayla, for a small little puppet one shot, but we'll talk about that another day. I want to promote the Geekiest Podcast at Geekiest Pod on Twitter. They're, as it sounds, it is the geekiest podcast. They just talk about all stuff, just geeky, just like TTRPGs, comics, toys. I mean, all of the adult stuff, of course. I was listening to their podcast today. They had a very special Halloween-centric one where they talked about a lot of candy and a lot of toys, and I'm happy because Gargoyles came up, and I was like, yes, so good.
Yeah, we're like in the middle of watching it, and I'm like, I love this show, like, for so many reasons.
And basically, they give each other scores on who is the geekiest. Whenever someone just like makes like a geeky reference, or just like, oh, and that was from 3.5 edition of D&D, or just like there's your geek point. But yeah, they're really fun. We've had a couple of our friends on there, Morgan Duty and Scott Coventry. Yeah, so people that
just yells at you.
yeah.
My Miss Alexia campaign.
Yes. People that Tiffy has played with.
Here on Tuesday night.
So yeah, they're just a bunch of friendly people, and I've been enjoying their podcast so far, so I want to give them their dues. Yeah.
Awesome.
So be sure to check them out. The Kiki's podcast, pretty much like all podcast platforms like Anchor and Spotify and anywhere you can find podcasts. So stop sharing. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna...
That is my your indie creators.
Last time on Dungeon Damsels,
It's happening.
the Damsels and friends were ambushed by the Triple Crown Mercenary Guild, led by a man you know as Silver. You locked blades, and when the tides turned south, you heard a contingency of horses come. Turns out, Odovar Fox, Luna's old flame, and noble, has acquired the land of that Hillock rests on, and is the current ruler of the imminent area. He and Silver converse and agree to split the goods. Silver gets the drow and the Ordelias, Keyanthi and Oreadr, whose grandfather wants them to return home. Then Silver would get Odo. Then Odo would get Luna and her friends. The damsels flee into the mines, and the party splits as Keyanthi, Eravan, who's another NPC, we have a lot of them, and
We're
Oreadr
correcting them. They're like,
vanish into the darkness. And Luna, Ellie, Ciara, and Lucius stay behind and try to work things to their favor with Odo. So, for context of our new listeners, Ciara is the niece of Lucius, and they have recently been up again after a long time. Oreadr and Keyanthi are siblings, also estranged until recently, and their grandfather wants them to come back to the family fold, which is like a super evil mafia fold, so they don't want to go back. And then we had a previous player who died tragically named Sirena, and the player left the campaign. We got Ciara, but her PC character was Sirena, and Serena's brother is Eravan, who we rescued post-mortem. Post-mortem Sirena. So now they're trying to go north where they can solve a lot of their problems. One of which is Luna's lycanthropy. There's a lot going on. Also, where Eravan wants to save his other brother, and Lucius and Oreadr are coming along for the ride, basically. So, exhausted by the fight, Silver and his mercenaries retreat. Odo takes Luna and her friends to the local inn and pays for their room. Meanwhile, Keyanthi, Oreadr, and Eravan climb out of the mines, exhausted, worn, and ill. Aloft on Eravan's horse form, he's a druid, they emerge from the mines and seek help from a local woman named Bree. She takes them to a place called Oma and Grigor's general goods store, saying that the inn is full due to the Leicester Kingdom Independence Day. So the only place for them to go is Oma and Grigor's. And then back at the inn, Luna and Lindera and Ciara and Lucius discuss on how they want to deal with Odo. So we're gonna start off at Oma and Grigor's. Keyanthi, Oreadr, and Eravan are outside on the streets in the middle of the night at Oma and Grigor's door. The building is clearly a barn that has been converted into a general goods store, and the elderly couple, a pair of nondescript humans, pull out oil lamps and light them as they lead you to a kitchen table. Grigor sits down and motions for everyone to take a seat and says, "I'd like an explanation of what your predicament is and why you've come so late in the night."
Keyanthi is gonna take a deep breath in, look at everyone else at the table, and try to get a beat on them.
Yeah, Oreadr fumbles into a chair and is like, "Yeah, some psycho tried to kill us," and you can see Eravan suppress a sigh. He's like, "Keyanthi, I think you should take this one." And he also just sits.
Keyanthi says, "Well, we're certainly not trying to impose on you. We appreciate everything that you have done. But we need a place to rest. We have been through hell. And we need a place to rest, certainly.
Make a persuasion check.
Good way to start the night.
Okay,
my persuasion's not too awful, but I got a 9.
You can see that Grigor seems skeptical. He's kind of like, and then Oma says, well, what happened? Like, if we're gonna open our home to you, we'd like to know what exactly we should expect.
Okay, well, while we came from the mines, we were chased into them, and that was the only way we could find a way to escape. And then we ran into I don't know, I don't think he was alive, but it was just some force that knocked us out. Almost. We barely escaped. And then we were just trying to head out of character. We're heading north, right? I always forget where we're going. Okay.
Yeah.
Back in character now. We need to head north to find a place where we can stop being chased out.
And Oma looks at Grigor. She's like, "Oh, they must have been caught up in that wretched, what do they call it? Despair." And Grigor said, "Yeah, we've had some strange events in town, and it seems that you've been caught in the aftermath of that." And he explains that the mines had some like strange alien creatures in it that were causing problems in the town and made people sick. So he's just like, that's probably what happened to you. And then he expresses that condolences and says, "All right, you can stay at our loft," saying that the mines have put you through the ringer, and we don't have much, but it's a roof. I'll get some blankets, I guess. And
Kristin says, "There's not much more than we need than just the blankets. We appreciate anything."
so Oma gets up and wraps her shawl around her. She's like in her 60s, and she says, "Well, now up here's the loft. There's some bed and some blankets, and it used to be our daughter's room, but she's away at the moment." And she hands you the lantern and then points down the hallway. "We'll be over there, and the pretty's just around the back. Come in the morning, and don't worry about the payment at all. We'll figure it out in the morning."
Keyanthi says, "Yes, in the morning."
And
Thank
Grigor
you.
comes back and has some extra blankets, and they're this wool. He's like, "Here, have some. I don't know. We'll see you in the morning." And then they go to the room. So
Keyanthi is holding all these blankets now and is like,
You're all mine.
"You're the best thing I have seen in my life."
yeah,
Next, she is going to go to Eravan, and she kind of approaches him and is like, "How are you faring?"
he gives you a look that reminds you a lot of Sirena. Her like really
Kristin says,
look.
"Oh, breaking my heart."
And he's like, "What are you talking about? It's been the best day ever." And
Yeah.
he gets up and like pulls Oreadr's arm like over his shoulder, and he's like, I just want to go to bed. I'm okay. I just want to go to bed."
That's exactly what I was thinking. Here, I'll carry the blankets. You carry him.
Oreadr is got the worst of the sickness, and is kind of just
He got down with the sickness. Oh, wow.
I don't know if you've like ever had to guide someone after they've had like their wisdom teeth removed, and they're like still doped up, and they're kind of like half alive. Yeah, like that's what he's like. And so like Eravan, he can walk, he's just like an idiot. So Eravan gets him up the loft stairs. It's one of those like steep staircases that's almost like a ladder type thing. So he goes up there, and then Oreadr immediately sees the bed and is like, yes, and just face plants into it. And like, there's it's a small bed. It's like a twin bed, and he's like taking up all of it because
He's Oreadr.
So
Kristin says,
he comes,
kind of starfishes out all come.
yeah, starfish out. You come up the stairs to notice that the first thing in this room is that there's lots of plants, like flowers and spice plants crowd the windows. There's a worn green rug on the floorboard. There's a bed stuffed with straw and a table with some wood carvings and what appears to be the start of one that was never finished. Decorations in the room are animals, wood carving, some drawings. There's a small bookcase in the corner and a wooden wardrobe next to it. And Eravan just grabs a... Did you want to say something? And Eravan looks at it one and he's like, yeah, she's always carving something. I've noticed that she does that. He puts it back and just grabs a pillow and a blanket and says, well, I guess this rug is where I'm going. So he just lies down on the rug. And then it's just a couple minutes of quiet. And
hold on. Is there a different room for me, or am I in this room too?
you're all just in the loft. This is the loft.
Alright, okay. Alright, then Keyanthi is going to look around for some place she can go. Maybe she'll she'll try and push over her brother and sleep on that bed.
Oh, okay, yeah, she can. Yeah, you can like roll him over to his side and then kind of like crowd onto the bed. And you hear
she's gonna lay the blanket over her brother and just kind of like tuck him in and like off his way. I imagine he's like on his stomach, like tongue dangling out. So she's gonna be like, oh gosh, how do I even do this?
Yeah, she just saliva off, so she's like...
There's like a little bit of like catharsis. Yeah. She's like, no, it's her big brother, even though she's like never really, been too close with him. It's just like, alright, this is what happens, right?
this is siblinghood, I guess.
Anyway, and then she's gonna like lay it on him, and then she's gonna curl up under her blanket and just kind of like hug herself, and she's like stares at the wall and just kind of like. It's like, I remember when we were in the mine, in real life, it was a while ago, I don't really remember, but there was like, we had some like visions, like craziness, maybe she like reflect on what she was felt and saw there, so like, it's too much.
Yeah, she has this kind of far off look, and then, it's just dark and quiet, and out of the darkness, you hear Eravan ask you, can I ask you something?
Keyanthi says, what's wrong?
It's just like, okay, like out of character, I don't remember if we actually discussed this, but I'm just gonna have Eravan ask, because I don't think we did talk to him about it. So Eravan says, why are you and Oreadr being hunted? Why are you valuable?
Keyanthi takes a deep breath and is like, our grandfather's not a nice person. She's gonna kind of look at Eravan and talk to him like face to face, and she's gonna say, do you know the Oreadr family, right? Have you heard about them?
You see him kind of like look and do, oh yeah.
If you know them, then you know maybe who I am.
It's just like, you're in Oreadr?
Keyanthi responds, that's right, I'm an Oreadr.
It's kind of a big deal, yeah.
And you see Eravan just let out this like, almost like, it's a laugh, but there's like a dark quality to it. He says, my father always hated the Oreadr family. I'm not sure why. They live way on the other side of the Elven Principalities. I mean, he hates everyone, my father, but he's like a particular abhorrence for the Oreadrs. Never explain why.
nothing, anything, frankly. It's always been something I've been a little ashamed of, really, but knowing what I've lived through and knowing I wouldn't be surprised if my grandfather's made more than enough enemies. In fact, I only just recently reunited with my brother. He's far older than I am. I just wonder about my other siblings.
See Eravan kind of like just sit and look at like the two of you together, and he can't they do an insight? Do it.
I mean, I'm good at it. I just love it. Plus, my insight is supposed to be really good, so. Yeah, okay. I'm very insightful. I roll another 17 plus 7.
Oh, 24. Yeah. You can tell by Eravan's expression that he can like relate to your loss of siblings, and like he wants to be reunited with his. So like he has this. There's this vein of familiarity to your
Plight.
plight. Yeah. Yeah. I trust me. I know what it's like to have a not so great family.
Well, I know a bit about what Sirena has been through, but honestly, it's been hard to be open, or it was. Keyanthi kind of loses her sentence, and she feels, she's still like really upset that Sirena died, and she was supposed to. But she felt like she could have done something about it, and still has not really made her peace with it. So she's just. I've back in character. I've heard bits and pieces, but I feel like it's hard to really open up.
And he, you see him actually hug himself, like thinking about it, and says, "Yeah, I think we all failed Sirena." He tells you like the sad tale of the family. So our father, Baron Idilios wanted Meliamne wanted to have a prodigy druid child, but I don't know the exact details. But he basically he has a horrible personality. There's an arranged marriage with my mother, who's a human, and which was not welcome to courts that prefer pure blood or prefer people to remain where they are. So that made things tense, and anyway, long story short, we lived an isolated childhood. Basically just the four of us. Sirena especially didn't have a good childhood because she didn't have a mother. She just had me and her older sister, Nualia, and our father who never birthed her. And I think that's kind of what drove her to run. Drove her to accept deals with unknown beings, and I mean, maybe I could have done more. I don't know. It's like I'm only 19. He's like, I'm only 19.
Keyanthi says, well, there's only so much you could do with what you can do afterwards. Keyanthi is going to be a little bit of a hypocrite by giving him this advice.
Yeah.
You can't continuously blame yourself for what happened in the past. If you could have done more, if you could have foreseen this, you only have what you know and what you can do in the moment. For me, I didn't know anything or anyone, and, well, I don't know. At the very least, you are not alone.
And he nods, kind of the like, it's like a knowing nod. There's an air of sadness to it. And he says, I mean, I know that. And I appreciate you saying that. And he gets up and like goes to the window dramatically and he's like, she was my sister. It's just harder to forgive yourself over it. And in that moment, there's this shadow that goes across one of the moons. And Eravan looks out the window. It's like, what was that? And he motions you to come over and look. And you look outside and stare hard into the twinkling starlit sky. There's some kind of large mass moving across the sky. You can see it, you can't make out its shape, but you can see it blot out the stars as it flies across the dark sky. Your best guess is a hippogriff? A griffin? A dragon? Whatever. It's flying southwest. And with that, it just...
Airline?
Yeah, it's right. Gonna show JetBlue who's who. Anyway, so... it flies into the distance and you watch it just slowly vanish into the night sky and... You turn and look at Eravan, and you can swear that he was looking at you for a little bit longer than you would anticipate, and then he kind of backs up a little. That was something.
She's gonna ask her, like, have you ever seen anything like that before? Because Keyanthi, like, for her, everything is new because everything is different, okay? There's like been demons, there's been other things, her grandpa's a dragon. Who cares about how everything is anymore? She's just gonna deal with whatever's in front of her. And so she's gonna ask Eravan if he's ever dealt with anything like that.
He says, I don't know. I didn't really get a good look at it. I just saw that it was really big.
I'm gonna take my own advice and deal with the things I can deal with now, which is sleep.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Hopefully there wasn't too bad for you.
And he's just, well, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could turn into a cat and wedge myself onto the bed too, but...
Well, if that's what you need to do.
And, so he's like, I'll just take the floor for now. You know,
As a cat.
builds character. He, like, as a person, shrugs and just lies back on the floor.
Keyanthi says,
Oh, good night.
"You're welcome, Eravan. And thank you for telling me about your family."
Thanks for listening. I don't have a lot of friends.
You have us? We'll start there. Good night.
Oh, friendship. So cute. Okay. The inn bustles to life as the gallery of guests, patrons, and drinks flow. The floor creaking outside your door indicates the hallway is well traversed, if not simply patrolled. Lucius has taken to a corner of the room and is checking the lead box he's been hauling around, leaving the group to decide how to proceed.
Well, we already talked about flaying in the night. I mean, I still have a little bit of druid magic left, and I guess if you guys are still okay with it, visiting my folks.
I think we should visit your family, so let them know that you're okay.
Yeah. It's so weird. I haven't seen him in forever, but I don't even know what to tell them.
I guess that you've been with me. I'll keep my hood up.
Yeah, I guess I could start with that. Right. Should we exit through the window? I mean,
Oh, we can just go out the door.
okay. I mean, I'll.
I mean, sure, Odo can watch us whenever, but he, like, if we're just in town, like, what's he gonna do? Barge into somebody's house?
Yeah.
Sirena says Ciara is not contributing. She is actually, it seems like she's brooding, but she just has her arms crossed, kind of just staring off blankly and thinking hard. But it feels like she's brooding or something. But she already agreed that she'd be going,
Right. So,
she's waiting.
Cast without a trace on us, and I guess we should just go.
No, wait, you don't. Just save your magic.
Okay, you think we could just walk out the door?
Yeah, we're just gonna go visit your family.
Great.
Okay. So, you put a hood up on Luna and you open the door. And the hallway is well traversed.
I'm like looking nervously and like paranoid, like seeing if like the Odo or Odo's men are trying to stifle us or even notice us or.
So Odo has 2 guards at his door, and at the end of the hallway, there's another one of his men. You see the half-orc that appears to like be one of the like right-hand men type people, like a lieutenant, I guess. His name is Garrick, and he looks at you and he says, "Are you staying in town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you going?"
I mean, just gonna visit my folks. They live here in town.
You see him sort of eye you, and then, all right. No, it's this is the half orc that you were fighting works for the Triple Crowns.
Sirena says, "Yeah, I was wondering. It must be a different orc.
Yeah.
I just had to clarify.
Yeah, Garrick's very sullen and
Did I know him? Or is he new?
he's new.
Okay.
He's new. There's not very many half orcs on the continent, like, period. If they are, they're like along the coastline trying to like get citizenship somehow or some sort of visa. So, okay. The hallway is the 3rd floor of the inn, a narrow hallway that has doors on either side of it and extend towards the back where there's a window. Garrick, the half orc, was riding with Odo's group guards quarters with another male. Below the window is a clear view of the inn's meager courtyard. It's a little more than a walled up section of grass with some benches and a well. And you, as you're going down the stairs, you run into basically this dragonborn who's in like monk clothes, and he's carrying this human female, and he kind of like stops and says, "Oh, pardon us."
Is she conscious?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's very drunk, and it's just like, "Sorry, my friend Ava drank a lot. 1,000-yard stare. She drinks a lot all the time."
He has honest intentions, right? Can I tell?
Insight.
Okay. Insight. Oh, do I still have 1 point of exhaustion, or did I sleep it off?
I don't think we slept
You
it.
guys haven't slept.
Okay.
It's been going.
Okay. That is 19.
You think you can sense that he's honest, and like he's embarrassed because he has to deal with his drunk friend in public,
Okay.
and so he kind of is, and then she kind of waves her arm around and says, "Bring me another Vlad, I want another drink," and he's just like, "No, no."
Oh, okay. I know who these people are.
Yeah. For those of you who watched our Pillar one shot, then you'll know these two as cameos. So.
Good old PC friends.
Yep. students in the gallery. There's clearly a lot of partying going on. Piles of human, mostly young males and some women, and helmet drunken tuners you pass by and go outside. You, along the way, you run into a silver-haired half elf, and he walks by, and then he turns around and he's like, "Greeting!" And you recognize this as Dustin, the town drunk.
Yeah.
Do I know him?
No, you know like of him,
Okay.
but you don't know that it's Dustin or immediately inspected.
Hi, and then like I look at him like befuddled, and then I get a whiff of him, and I'm like, oh, hi, Dustin.
She's great kid. It's been so long. And he's just like, where'd you go? Wait, you know, a couple weeks ago, there was this lady who said that she was your mom. And I said, you're not her mom. I know her mom. And he looks beyond you. He's like, hey, you got friends. And there's this like awkward moment where he like licks his fingers and tries to like smooth out his hair. Good on you, kid. And he kind of like slaps you on the back. And then you watch him kind of like fumble down the street, and you notice him opening the door of this hut that wasn't there before. It seems to have been recently built, but it seems like Dustin is not homeless anymore. He has a tiny house.
Good for him.
Well,
Yeah, good for Dustin.
Glad he's picking himself up. Let's go.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, we walk over to your parents' house.
Yeah. So Ellie leads the party to a shop at the end of the main road.
Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, and our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks, we hope to hear from you soon.